Hey, what is up guys? This is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the DC Comics Designer Series Lee Bermejo Superman from DC Collectibles. Now taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard Designer Series window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see a turnaround image of the figure, as well as Lee Bermejo artwork in which the figure is based on. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here is Superman out of the box. And man, I must say, this figure is okay. If you're a huge fan of Lee Bermejo's artwork, I think you'll dig it. It has a great sculpt and pretty decent paint apps. But this figure has really awkward articulation and does struggle in a few minor areas. So with this figure finally in hand, let's take a closer look at Superman. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Superman. Now, just my quick thoughts, just checking him out right out of the box. He seems okay. I don't know if I'd call him a great figure. I think the sculpt of the figure is pretty immaculate for the most part. I do like that, because you look at the finer details in the sculpt, like all this lining right here around the suit, where the suit just stretches around the muscles and things like that. All that's actually really fantastic. Love the shape of the S. You can actually see the S itself is a little bit of a metallic paint, which looks really cool. I do like that. The boots look really nice. I love the cape. Just the way Bermejo does his capes. They have a lot of life and motion in them, to almost as if they're a separate character themselves. So they actually capture that really good with the figure itself. Looks really cool. That is a softer plastic and whatnot. I love the fact that we get the paint apps, but we do have a wash over pretty much everything. Over the blue there is a darker wash, the red there's a darker wash, even in the cape you can kind of see the texturing of the cape, how there's a darker paint, excuse me, in the cape alone. It really brings out all those folds and whatnot. I think that looks really good. Even in areas like the fist right here, you can actually see a darker wash in the paint that separates the fingers and whatnot, so that looks pretty good. The only thing I have a problem with, his head, in my opinion, kind of seems a little small. I don't know what it is. The head just doesn't seem right to me. It's a decent sculpt for what it is, but it really just doesn't scream Bermejo's art to me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if I'm just being nitpicky about it, but yeah, it doesn't really scream Bermejo as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, if it's just a generic Superman head, then it looks pretty decent for what it is. The only accessories he does come with are interchangeable hands, and then they're just little straight little pegs, just like that. And he does come with the fists on the figure when he's in the box, so you got something like that. So it's pretty okay for what you get. So let's take a look at articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, and it does roll around a bit. It does turn left and right. Can really look up and down only about that much. I've stated before in previous videos, any character that flies, he should be able to look all the way up, you know, so you can get some good flying poses where you're looking straight out and whatnot, but this figure does not allow for that. So the shoulders can go all the way up and down, out pretty far, rotation at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. No ab crunch whatsoever. Now here's my thing. I'm a big fan of ab crunch feature, but this figure doesn't even have a waist cut. He doesn't even rotate at the waist. I feel like there should be. I really don't know why they didn't allow for at least that. If they're not going to give us an ab crunch because they don't want to break up the sculpt, I understand. But at least a waist cut so we can rotate. We don't even get that. So the leg kicks up about that far. Back very far. Can do the splits, and it's a really awkward cut how they design this right there. I mean, you can see that that just does not look good in my opinion whatsoever. So really ugly design in my opinion for the hip articulation like that. So then you get thigh rotation in there. It's a little tight, but it does work. You get a single bend at the knee, no boot cut, and then you got ankle joints that point all the way up and down, just like that, and they are ratcheted a little bit, and then you get a really nice ankle rocker in there. But what I will note is that the ankles, very, very loose. This ankle rocker is really, really loose, and I kind of noticed when I was just posing him around that the ankle would end up like that. I'm trying to stand him flat, and he just ends up with a crooked ankle like that. So, I mean, you can kind of see how much the ankle rocker is. That's a little too much, in my opinion. So, it's a little odd. So, overall, I think it's a decent figure. If you're a super huge fan of Bermejo's art, I think you would appreciate it. If you're just a Superman fan, I think you're going to collect every Superman figure. For me, you know, I would say it's decent. Is it a great figure? No. Is it an okay figure? Yes. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to the Designer Series Lee Bermejo Batman figure, which I will be reviewing next. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat-Bomb. So there it is, guys. My review of the DC Comics Designer Series Lee Bermejo's Superman from DC Collectibles. Now overall, I think it's a decent figure. It is by no means a great figure. It does have a really nice sculpt and pretty good paint apps, but the articulation does struggle a bit in certain areas, which really hinders this figure from being truly awesome. So if you're just a giant Lee Bermejo fan and love Superman, then I think this figure is definitely a must-get. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.